So for this week's gospel moment, I bring to you from chapter 12. It is item 1. It is a passage from Matthew 5, 43 through 47. And it reads as follows. You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. He causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. If you love those who love you, what reward will you get? Are not even the tax collectors doing that? And if you greet only your brothers, what are you doing more than others? Do not even pagans do that? So we have to understand that love is the fundamental verb of the cosmos. Love is the basis for everything. Love is the oil that lubricates all of the small parts that function within creation. And if we understand loving your neighbor as the first principle, we have to understand loving your enemy as the highest application of that principle. And what is love? What is the love that Jesus talks about in this passage? It is not the love that we share with family members and with friends. It is a different type of love. But because our vocabulary here on earth, our human vocabulary is still so limited that we are constricted to only one word, one verb, one term to define varying degrees of that particular feeling. So what is this love? The love that Jesus talks about is a love that forgives, a love that wishes others well, a love that transcends, a love of virtues. Because as Spiritists, we recognize that we are traversing a temporary journey in this planet. And when we see our brother, the supposed enemy, we recognize him as an obstacle in our path because he is hindering us and impeding us from succeeding in our goals, in our objectives. But we recognize that we must transcend, we must overcome this object, this obstacle from our paths by connecting and lifting ourselves morally and understanding that he is just a brother like us going through the same arduous task in this planet, going through the same journeys. So once we do that, we no longer harbor that rancor, that anger towards this brother, and we understand that he is here to learn as well. So he might hold on to this hatred, and as spirits, we must realize that life doesn't begin here, nor does it end here. So if we allow this relationship of anger, this mutual hatred to continue, once that friend, that enemy, that quote-unquote enemy discarnates, he will carry those feelings and those emotions into the spirit world, into the next lives, and we'll have this troublesome relationship that is going to transcend many incarnations. So what happens? We need to stop fueling the flames of hatred, and we need to actually let the flame of love shine brightly so all that darkness burns away. And then once he is discarnated, this supposed enemy, in the other side of life, in the spiritual realm, when he has greater visibility and awareness of the reality that surrounds us, he will see and realize that we never harbored this feeling of angst, this rancor towards him. And he will understand that we had transcended. He will see that we were peaceful, that we didn't emanate the same negative energies that he emanated towards us. And in seeing this, he will realize that all of those issues that he had were only a product of his psyche, of his imagination, of his thoughts. And in doing this, he then becomes aware that he needs to be good as well. He needs to be good because we were good, because it intoxicates. It's a solidarity that involves us. And in seeing that we never harbored these feelings towards him, he will realize this, and then we will earn a friend that will transcend this life. And now, if this supposed enemy turned friend in the other side of life sees us and realizes that we never harbored these negative feelings towards him, he will begin to help us. It will be a favor returned because we showed him solidarity while here on earth, and now he's going to do the same for us. And this is what's so beautiful about loving your enemies, because we must not understand enemies in the total sense of somebody that we see in the movie in battles and things like that, but just as someone who is a brother or a sister in the same journey that we're traversing on earth. That's all it is. So let us allow the flames of love to shine brightly, because the flame of love, once it catches on, once the spark catches on, it's going to engulf the entire planet like a big brush fire. And then the earth finally becomes this bright beacon in the cosmos, much like our star, saying to Jesus, we're finally ready. We've transcended. We've encompassed solidarity and fraternity. And saying to God, we are ready. We are ready to become one of the rooms in your mansion. We are ready to become one of the mansions in your kingdom, in the kingdom of God. Thank you very much.